Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Mohammed Awais again. I'm going to talk about another very important thing today that is related to motor vehicle accidents. It is a very unfortunate thing that motor vehicle incidents are on the rise on our roads. Despite the best efforts, these are not heading in the intended direction. So, of course, the authorities are working on that one, but our job as the doctors in the community is to ensure, of course, your safety first. But of course, if you have come across an accident, the next step is getting the proper treatment that you should have with that one. So, the main topic I'm going to talk about is that CTP insurance or CTP green slip, or some people only call it as a green slip. So, what this insurance basically is, it is basically every state and territory they have their own insurance available. Again, talking about New South Wales, we have this insurance which all the vehicles, if you are a registered vehicle owner, you need to have this insurance before RMS will be able to issue a renewal for the registration. In a nutshell, all I can say is that every registered car in New South Wales has this insurance linked to them. Now, in case of an incident, we all know what to do. A recap, quickly exchange your details: mobile number, email, residential address, driver's license detail, the insurance. Now, when we talk about insurance, at times we only deal with the comprehensive insurance, which covers your vehicle, that the repairs of your car. But you, as a human being, you guys are also involved in that motor vehicle accident. So there is another insurance that covers you. I know it's a bit too much at that point in time to exchange this information about the green slip insurance. But don't worry, even if you don't, the law still is very open and available to you to get help. If you don't know the insurance of the other car, and let's imagine this scenario, I'm talking about you're not at fault driver, the other party was at fault. It doesn't matter, you can still lodge a claim with your own insurance. All they need to know is the rego of that car. They will be able to pull out the information what is their insurer's name. So that insurer name is very important for to they will liaise with themselves. You can always lodge a claim with your insurance about getting the medical treatment. So this was the main thing I wanted to talk about. So this green slip actually is your medical entitlement treatment. It is very similar to like a Medicare has got everything covered for your health needs, or covers compensation insurance that covers, and this one is like motor vehicle accident injury treatment insurance. So that is one of the very important parts. And yet again, we have been driving on the roads, and at times not many of us they know about that. This insurance has got almost identical coverage as the workers compensation scheme, yet there are some differences. The differences are that legislation has been changed recently. All the drivers, whether at fault or not, are covered for 26 weeks initially without any problem. Means if you are involved in an accident, whoever was in your vehicle, they are fully covered by that insurance for 26 weeks. You got to lodge the claim as soon as you can, because 26 weeks window passes pretty quickly. It depends on how major was the accident. If you have been taken to the hospital, they will of course manage you initially and stabilizing you. They will send it back to the treating doctors, your GPs in the community will be able to take on from that point onwards. If the incident was not to that grave intensity that you will be taken to the hospital, you will be asked to attend to your local doctor, which I highly recommend. So there is a thing with majority of these accidents that and even at time you don't feel much, I would still encourage you to go and get it checked from your GP. The reason for that is during the accident you have a lot of adrenaline rush going on in your body. Your body is sort of hyped up. Your hormones, their internal metabolism is a little different. You don't get to feel much, but slowly when your body cools down, you go home, then you start to realize, oops, my neck is hurting me. It's my muscles feel a little bit tight, my knee is hurting, my elbow is sore, or I bumped my head and I can feel a bruise on my body. These are the things which will slowly come to the surface after you go home and you realize that yes, there is something more to that. Usually the most common injuries with these motor vehicle accidents, we treat them as whiplash injuries. So whiplash injury basically relate to your neck and head area. Your head, you don't realize, is 15 to 20 kilos in weight, and it is a reasonably heavy item right on top of your body. The sudden movements of car, sudden acceleration, deceleration, and back and forth movement on your spine, that is basically one of the huge forces which your neck is not able to handle. Your muscles, they embrace your spine like bodyguards around it. They are not trained. Not every one of us is that toned up that the body is gonna be fine. And at times you don't even realize the accident's gonna be coming anytime soon, so you can't even brace yourself. So when your neck moves back and forth like that, the muscles on the back of the neck, they get micro cracks in them, and I don't want to go into complicated details. So this is a whiplash injury because your neck, your head is very heavy. With that back and forth movement of head over your body, the muscles, they get sprained. And these injuries usually are not very dangerous. But a typical scenario is that we get to see seventh day or even later at times the patients present with I didn't feel as bad, but all of a sudden, seventh, eighth day onwards, the neck is feeling a bit too much painful. They can't move their necks to the side. It feels stiff, or at times, the shoulder blades, these muscles, they feel like they're frozen. They More severe patients, they can have symptoms of tingling or numbness in their arms and hands, and they start to experience headaches as well. So these are the reasons we want you to come on the day of accident. How few different things we assess, like the mechanism of injury, that was it a T-bone accident, was it a mistake of giving away a line merger, or failure to stop at red signal, or anything like that. The second important thing is the speed limit. The higher the speed limit, the likelihood of occult or hidden injuries is higher. So if you are in a 100 zone, 110 zone, that's much more dangerous. If your vehicle has got windows crashed or the airbags gotten deployed, these are usually indicators that yes, that was a high impact accident. School zone 40, usually yes, it's still not good to have an incident there, but it is reasonably your body can handle, except for if you're totally unready for that. Then increasing to 50 zone, 60, 70, 80, 90, all the more the momentum your car had or the other car had, that's where the injuries, the proportion, they keep on increasing. So in an unfortunate case of an accident, what I suggest you do that, if assess yourself genuinely, don't try to be over strong that yes, I can take it. You might be able to take it, but not knowing what is wrong with you you will not be able to make a good judgment call about that. So present to the local doctor, get yourself checked up, or if there is a family member with you, especially little kids or anybody on the passenger seat or the rear seat, get them checked up. The doctor will at that time will tell you what type of injury you have, if you need any scans. Also, early interventions will be very helpful. Once this assessment is done, the doctor will tell you, okay, you have this type of injury, let's say a whiplash injury. I'm going to recommend you to have physiotherapy. Rest assured, this physiotherapy is covered under the policy. Usually, and again, it's not related to you being at fault or not at fault. You will get the coverage of medical treatment irrespective. So if you are recommended to have a physiotherapy, the doctor will create a certificate for you that is called the certificate of capacity, which will describe on what happened in the accident, what type of injuries you have, and what are the treatment needs you have. And based on that, the doctor will make further recommendations. You will take that paper and lodge it with your insurance, and that will be the start of the ball rolling process of the compulsory third party insurance, CTP insurance or green slip. So the insurer will issue you a claim number. On that claim number, you will be able to access the recommended physiotherapy or any other treatment or scans. Usually, in case if it's a bit of a complicated situation, you are not good with the admin stuff, the CTP insurance scheme, majority of the personal injury lawyers, they will provide you a free of cost service because they get paid by the insurer from the SIRA, that we call it State Insurance Regulatory Authority, ICARE. They will cover up for the costs of the lawyers in initially assisting you with the claim process. That is why I don't want you guys to be again felt discouraged. Okay, it's too much complicated process. There are helps available. If you can't fill up the forms, if you don't know how to proceed, speak to a professional. Come to see the doctors, come to see one of the lawyers. There are plenty everywhere, personal injury lawyers. So I don't want to name anybody, but you can just go to any company and they will be more than happy to help you with this process. Once the claim is lodged, then the doctors will review you continuously until you get better. Now, as I mentioned earlier, with the claim, 26 weeks in New South Wales is the window where every claim comes to an end unless it has been deemed as a major injury or a non-minor injury, they call it. That's where the claim benefits can be extended further. For that one, if you haven't felt improvement and the doctor or your treating team, they decide that your claim was not a minor nature, it was a major claim, we should do the process as soon as possible to negotiate with the insurance to extend the benefits. And yet again, many times we need legal help in this situation to get you over that barrier. So getting in touch with the right professionals from the very first incident day is the most important bit. We get to see the claims, the patients are nearly in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the claim and they haven't even lodged the claim. That is where the work increases for everybody. For the lawyers it creates difficulty, for the doctors it creates difficulty because we can't justify what was the delay behind it, and if we want to prove it's a major injury, we don't have enough reasoning behind that. So that complicates the scenario, and that's why the claims they go into the dispute. But so the benefits wise, health insurance, everything related to the health is covered with that one. Any loss of income, wages because of that, it is covered under this scheme. So if you are not able to go to work because of the injury, although it's not a work hours claim, but the insurance will top up the payment for any hours you have been certified unfit to work. Again, traveling to see your doctors or health professionals, physiotherapy is covered under that one. The medications you purchase, they are covered under this scheme. Keep the receipts, they will reimburse you. And any other costs, the braces or topical massage gels or the TENS machines to relax your muscles, these are all covered under the insurance policy. So you are not out of pocket at any time. All you need is to initiate the process in the right way, and your entitlements will cover you for all those things. Once you have recovered, you will happily discharge you from our care, going back to your normal employment. Now, if you have any problems, if you have any questions, you can always shoot an email to us or reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you further with these things. Until then, bye.